guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I kind of just wanted to talk to you about the side project I've been working on, which is called The Shallows. It's a role-play game campaign setting. Its conceit is that this is a world in which it's almost entirely ocean with only a little bit of land, with this big crater in the middle. Now, in general, I'm not going to talk too much about the specifics of the setting. It's a project I've been working on for a really long time, and it's very dear to my heart. So I'm not ready to throw it out there yet, because I hope to put it out there as a put together product that includes maps and encounter tables and my own artwork, which is really the impetus for me really focusing on improving my art and my writing through this channel. Now, when I started writing, literally over a year ago, I really was almost entirely in OneNote. I was typing up notes about various things, different in role-play games. You can choose to be different races, and so there needs to be some descriptions of different races. And in this world, you can choose between being a myrmidon, an amphibian, a cephalopod, or a cyclodian. Those names are in flux. I don't think I'm actually what I'm going to be, but basically it's a mermaid, a frog, an octopus, or a fish. And so each of those different races have different things about them, like what their major technologies are. How does an octopus wear clothing? That sort of thing. These are the important things. And then also, as I was writing, I also had a practice sort of during NaNoWriMo last year. So like I said, I've been working on this a long time, of breaking down by subpages what I was working on. So I can have a better idea of like the total number of words written. I also encountered with NaNoWriMo, I had to write a lot of monsters. So this is an example of some of the stuff you might see in a monster. There's a brief description, there's some stats, some statistical numbers that reflect their armor class and their hit points and whatever the heck else. There's a description of the sorts of things that it does. It's various traits. I love when you read over something and you realize it's awesome. It says it takes an extra sort of tenacity to wear armor made of the bodies of your compatriots. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I think in general this whole thing is coming together rather well, if I do say so myself. But as you can imagine, tracking how many words are in what is essentially a stat table with some description makes NaNoWriMo in general pretty difficult. And this NaNoWriMo that's upcoming in November, that yes, I'm already looking at prepping for, is going to be even more complicated, because really what I need to focus on is doing a lot more of these. But suffice it to say, I'm almost at the point where parts of this need to be in a way that I can give to somebody else to take a look at. You can tell just by looking at this, I've got a lot of content written in here that I'm ready for somebody else to look through and sanity check me on. Do an initial first edit. And I know who that person's going to be. It's going to be my husband. He's a game master or a dungeon master, depending on the game. You can call it different things. And he's really got a good eye for this kind of stuff. So I'm excited to have him look at it. But he said he was not ready to look at it until I had it in a written out fashion, something he could actually read. Not surprisingly, it's hard to read just like a series of OneNote collections. So over the past several weeks, I have been putting together in Word documents all of the various things I've written. And I just kind of wanted to get everyone's thoughts on that. I know that some people use other tools other than Word. I have never done this before, so if you have any insight into a better way to do this, I'd love to know, because I basically copied and pasted from OneNote into Word and then had to reformat everything. The main reason I wanted to focus on reformatting was that I really wanted to be able to rely on um, these headings and the automatic capturing of the table of contents, so I wouldn't have to do that manually. I don't know if you know this about Word, but if you use these standard style headings, like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, it actually captures that information. So, for example, you can actually minimize everything under this heading, um, just for expedience. And I'm hoping also, I have no idea if this is true, but I know InDesign is where I'm probably going to end up combining the art and the maps and the actual text. And I'm hoping some of these headings translate. I'm not actually interested in like physically what they look like, but knowing that the heading tags are already there, I think will be important. Um, so yeah, I've transferred these over, which was pretty shocking because this is one document. This is 51 pages. And my other document, which is the setting document, is 61 pages. You guys, I had no idea. I had no idea how much I had already written in this. Now, you'll notice this isn't that many words, 23,702. That's because all of this section, literally 20 pages of it, are monsters. And as we looked at before, oops, I'm sorry, I don't want to make you sick. As you can see, there's a lot of space here. I don't really have a good idea of how or what the best way to reformat this will be, though. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. This is sort of based off of the Dungeons & Dragons format. In fact, this is meant to be a setting for Dungeons & Dragons specifically. That's how it's currently written anyway. It's not generic enough to be any D20. It really is specifically written with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in mind. Oops, look at that. There's one that I haven't finished yet. That needs to go on my to-do list. But if you guys have any idea on how best to format this, I would love to pick your brain on it. But as you can see, there's just so many different little tabs and doohickeys and little charts and things that are kind of needed in order to make sense of this kind of information. Anyhow, I just wanted to say, this is what I'm working on with this. This is where I am. I think I'm ready to let my husband read it. I haven't told him that yet, but I think I am there. I've gotten almost, I think I haven't missed anything that I've already written out of the OneNote at this point. So that means we're pretty much all the content has been captured in Word at this point. And that's pretty exciting. It's like I'm actually writing a book, or in this case, writing an adventure for someone else to have. And that's pretty cool. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by. And I look forward to seeing you again soon on my channel. If you have any questions, comments, you want to know what the heck I'm talking about, what is a roleplay game setting or campaign setting, or what is Dungeons & Dragons, that sort of thing, please feel free to ask. Let me know what you think. If you have any insight as to better ways to format difficult information like those monsters in Word or any other application, I'd love to know. But anyhow, thanks for stopping by.